Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Software Engineering. I'm Zhang Shuang from Software College, Northeastern University. The topic of this lecture is roles in software organization. In previous lectures, we have understood that software engineering is some kind of teamwork. Okay? That means it should be done by a team of different persons. Okay? Well, what are the persons? What kind of roles will the person play in the team? So in this lecture, I'm going to list out the different roles one by one. Project manager. Well, the responsibility of project manager is for all non-technical issues, including planning, managing, leading, and controlling of the development team. Architect will work closely with the team leader because its responsibility is for all technical issues. Okay? Well, the technical issues of software development will include requirements, analysis, design, development, testing, and so on. And the business consultant. He's responsible for business requirements of clients and users. In the previous lecture, we have understood that a software will experience from requirements phase. And the task of requirements phase is business requirements. Well, the business consultant responsibility is just for this requirements phase. Actually, the business consultant must be the experts in the domain that he's trying to solve the problem. Okay? For example, if the software organization is trying to develop a software of accounting, and then the business consultant must be an expert in accounting. Otherwise, he cannot communicate, cannot understand, cannot suggest with the client and users. Analyst is responsible for analyzing a business requirement. Well, we understand that the steps, the phase after requirements phase is analysis phase. And the person whose responsibility is analysis is analyst. Okay? So that means analysts are supposed to achieve specification documentation. Okay? And surely the specification documentation will be the good basic for design. Okay? Well, just now we have mentioned architect, and actually architect is responsibility for the high-level design or architectural design. Okay? After the architectural design is finished, and then the detailed design should be achieved. Okay? And the designers will be responsible for the detailed design. Well, software engineer. Most of the time it's called a programmer. Maybe programmer is more understandable for you. Well, the responsibility of programmer or software engineer is to implement designer's detailed design in some computer languages. Okay. So you can see that the programmers are the person who will achieve the code family. And of course, the programmers must be familiar with some computer languages. So that's why sometimes we say Java programmer, C++ programmer, and so on. DBA, database administrator. Okay. DBA is the only person who can operate database directly and then makes final decision on the important database issues. Actually, database is very important. Okay. In the first lecture, we have understood that software is composed of code, data, and the documents. And the data is the thing that the code is trying to operate on. And the data is also the source of the program, and it also should be the target of the result of the program. Well, the persistent data, or maybe we can say that most of the persistent data is stored in database. So you can understand that without the data in database, the code cannot operate, cannot run. So only some certain person approved can operate the database. Okay? Otherwise, database won't be safe. And what's more, some large database is so complex that only the trained person, the trained DBA, can operate the database. Okay? So for all of these reasons, okay, only DBA can operate database directly. So that's why there's such a role in software organization. Well, testing is also an important job for software development. Okay. Only after testing that we can find as many bugs as possible, and then we can debug the software to make the software more acceptable for the users and clients. So, testing manager and testing engineers are responsible for all testing issues. And you should know that testing is so important that the testing is also another branch of software engineering. Actually, your students will learn another course, testing, later. Well, deployment manager and deployment engineer. Okay. Deployment means to deliver the software from the software development organization to the location of the users. So surely there are all kinds of issues to do for the deployment. So that's why deployment manager and deployment engineer will be needed for a software organization. Art engineer. Okay. Well, surely software are supposed to be used by tens of users. Maybe students, maybe librarians, or maybe teachers, or maybe children, and all kinds of users. Okay? So the user interface should be suitable for the different users. Okay, so user interface is also an important part of software development, and that's why art engineer will be needed. Product manager. Product manager is responsible for all product-related issues, including planning, managing, marketing, developing, spreading, and so on. For example, we understand that Microsoft develops all kinds of software products, and surely there will be different product managers for different products. Maybe Windows managers, okay, Office managers, and so on. Well, so far we have talked quite a lot about the software engineering and the rules in software organization. Here is your homework for it. Okay. Number 1, what's your understanding of software engineering so far? Please explain it in your own words. Number 2, what's your goal? Since you have understood there are different roles in a software organization, what roles are you interested in, and what roles do you think is suitable for you, and what's your goal for a professional future? A business consultant, analyst, designer, programmer, or SQL person, or product manager, or others. Okay? Well, okay, so much for this point.